Hello. Hey you. Oh. Oof. I've come to document. Hello there.
Is that Nicole?
Yes,
I didn't know who it was. Her hands are going to be getting cold.
they are. I gotta get there fast.
Okay.
Thanks for coming, Dean.
You're welcome. Thought there'd be candles.
There are. You can't quite see them yet, though. They'll sort of emerge during the... They're in the snow right here.
Oh, okay.
You can't see them? They're
Oh, yeah.
I like how they're kind of pink.
My arm's gonna get tired.
So be quick. Well, I don't know if we're going to share this video. But anyway, so... I was thinking how lucky it is I get to live here in this place where lots of people have lived for a long time, many of whom died from epidemics. And so we're in the middle of an epidemic now that, but it's not a new thing here. So I guess I'll explain what I'm doing. What I'm doing is called Civil Twilight. And I feel like we're in a kind of a civil twilight where we don't know where the parameters are at. We don't know whether we can gather or not gather. We're not supposed to gather in groups more than 10, but is it okay to gather in groups more than 10, or should we not supposed to be really safe? And everyone, including the authorities, you know, there's a lot that we don't know. And so I thought it was probably a good idea to keep trying to do stuff. When I originally came up with this idea, we weren't supposed to gather in groups more than 50. I thought, well, I'm never going to get 50 people coming out, so that's not going to be a problem. But once they say not groups more than 10, you think, well, maybe we shouldn't be gathering at all. So it's this twilight time where we don't really know, whether it's not day or night, where we don't know yet. But the candlelight makes this beautiful pinkish color in the blue snow. And I thought even if we couldn't gather in person, then maybe I could gather up some voices. So I invited people to send me something of approximately haiku-ish length. That's like 17 syllables. So I said anything between 12 and 21 was okay. And I thought I would sequence them. Originally I had thought maybe we'd all stand at least 2 meters apart and different people would read different parts. And that would be cool. And maybe we'll get to do that sometime sooner or later. But I have 2 things to read for you. I'm going to read the poem that's everyone contributed. There were 6 contributors, including me. And I'm going to read a poem by Rainer Maria Rilke, which is kind of about boundaries and separations and solitudes and the frustration and longing of that. So here's this piece, and in this piece there are poems by Mary Sloan, Leslie Leong, Erin Parker, Linda Leon, and Susan Walton. Itsy licks my hands, Hand sanitizer flavor? He still licks my hands. Now my heart is full, full of happy, full of sad, mostly full of hope. Spring, I go out, feel the sun on my skin, jump with joy in the warmth of the sun, alone. Starlings reset normalcy, singing for mate, nesting box priority, not neighbor's gutter mistake. Innocence blamed. Chinese trade in scales plummets. Good news, pangolin! I stay beside myself because I am looking at the silent trees. So thank you, Mary Sloan, Leslie Leong, Erin Parker, Linda Leon, and Susan Walton. And I'm going to do this again next week, and so hopefully more people will send poems. And here's You, Neighbor God, if sometimes in the night. I was given this poem when I was 19, and I thought maybe I should try writing about God, but it's not necessarily about God per se, or it could be, but it's about, anyway, you'll find, it's amazing the way poems can be about different things at different times, especially when you get to live with them for 30 years or longer. You, neighbor God, if sometimes in the night I rouse you with loud knocking, it is only because I seldom hear you breathe and know you are alone. And should you need a drink of water, there is no one there to reach it to, groping in the dark. Always I hearken, give but a small sign. I am quite near. Between us there is but a narrow wall, and that by sheer chance, for it would take merely a call from your lips or from mine to break it down, and that without a sound. The wall is builded of your images. They stand before you, hiding you like names. And when the light within me blazes high, that in my inmost soul I know you by, the radiance is squandered on their frames. And then my senses, which too soon grow lame, exiled from you, must go their homeless ways. And so as darkness gathers, the candles will look more interesting. And I guess I'll start a little later next week, so it'll be darker.